Come here.
Welcome to MJ Sailing. We're Matt and Jessica, a couple that left Michigan for the nomadic lifestyle 7 years ago. Recently, we refitted an aluminum boat to sail to the Arctic and explore some of the more remote areas of the planet. Thanks for joining the adventure. Narration's coming.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, before we get into this episode where we travel through Bergen, just wanted to give a quick explanation of some camera issues that we were running into, which you...
Warning.
Camera issues that you may or may not pick up on as you watch in this episode. Our primary camera that we like to film with is the Panasonic G85, which is a pretty good camera. It has a few issues, but one of them that we've been running into after having this for 2.5 years, a little over now, is that the jack for the external microphone has been wonky lately. This is our external mic that we use, the Shure VP83F, which is a great microphone, but we've started noticing, actually we noticed it since Bergen, that the clips would get scratchy. The microphone would cut in and out. A little bit, yeah.
It's a little...
And we have been aware of it a little bit here and there. We even actually switched microphones to our Rode Video Pro and still had the same issues, so now we know it's actually the camera and not the microphone that's having the issues. But it would just cut in and out, or it would get really scratchy. So in this episode, we actually had to cut out a good portion of us standing around and talking about Bergen because it was just all white noise, which sucks. So I ended up narrating a lot. The problem is too, once we thought we had fixed it, I would go back and review the clips, first 20 to 30 seconds, they would be fine, and then all of a sudden as I'm going back to edit them now, halfway through, so unfortunately we're going to have to bite the bullet. We've been discussing it for a while, saving up. We're going to have to buy a new primary camera. Not going to be cheap, but now we realize that there's just no fixing it. To be able to fix the jack is just more problems, trouble, money than it's worth. So for the next month or two, you might notice some episodes that have more narration. There might be some light if we can get away with it. But just to give you the warning. That's why. So we hope that you still enjoy the episodes and know that we are aware of the problem and it is eventually going to be fixed.
It goes round and round. But I'm still on the ground. It's a dizzying day. I would give a lot to get.
Like the sun is out. The sun has been on and off. It's been between clouds all day. But it's so strange being in civilization again. We're on our way down towards an anchorage near Bergen to wait out some nasty weather that's coming. I'm sure we'll get into that more later.
Should I be?
You're like, ship! To starboard!
90 degrees to starboard.
John.
Yeah. How are they going to hit us? I don't know.
But you can tell this is like a big section where everybody has either their like summer homes, vacation homes, or full-time homes just with beautiful views.
Basically a week of gray skies and rain. I don't even care if I'm motoring now. We are motor sailing, so we are doing a little something. But as usual, we're going directly into the wind. We're actually about 25, 35 degrees off the wind right now, so we are doing all right. But they're very narrow channels through here that we're able to stay, so really you can't tack back and forth. And quite frankly, the wind is 4.6 knots right now, so it's really not strong enough to do much anyway.
It's getting real dark in here. Feels like I've been here 1,000 years. Could you bring some light to me?
Today we passed the island of Fjords, which is actually where we landed from after we left the Orkney Islands. And having come from the UK and like big cities, we got there and we're like, okay, you know, there's a few buildings here, homes, shops, not that big of a place. But after having traveled all the way up and down the coast of Norway, we went by it again today and we're just like, oh my gosh, it's really big. There's so many homes, like it's metropolis, which is kind of strange now. So it's going to be interesting the further south we get into Norway, into like the really populated areas. It's going to be quite a shock, but right now I'm just going to enjoy this beautiful sunshine, the fact that I don't have my fall weather jacket on, and hope that the rain holds off until we at least get our anchor down today, which is much better than what we can say for yesterday.
We have a short period of time that we're able to travel because of wind that's coming. There's actually a very strong front rolling through right now, and it's just south of us. So we got to get to our place, anchor in the next couple of hours, otherwise we're going to have trouble. But that's okay, because with the engine running at about 1,200 RPM, so really, really low RPM, with just this wind at this angle, with just the head sail out, we're doing about 5.5 knots. So it's a great combination. We're still putting hours on our engine. We're still listening to it. We're still burning diesel, which we don't love, but it's burning very little diesel, which is good. Yeah, it works out.
I got the curtains up. I guess it would be nice if you could interrupt. It's a day like this.
We're getting our first looks at Bergen right now. Probably still too far to make anything out on the camera, but like back here, can see a few cruise ships in port. We had thought about going there to ride out this weather, to be in a town, but we'd be paying about $35, $40 a night for a slip, and we checked, it's gonna be raining so hard and with such forceful winds that we doubt we'd be getting off the boat anyway. So may as well just head to a little anchorage that's going to be 2 miles away from the city center. Again, we're not gonna be getting off the boat, just the mileage we could get in today, but it's quite pretty. It's very condensed, very dense population this part. So we'll see how it all goes once we get the anchor down. Hopefully there's going to be good protection from the south winds that are coming. Well, we think we see our anchorage ahead, and so far we don't see any other boats in it, which is a very good sign, because when you get into these areas, they only have room for one boat to drop anchor unless there's moorings, because it's such deep water and you need a lot of swing room, and then you get close to shore. So fingers crossed that there's no obstacles dropping us from blocking there, but it's so fun coming along the shore here and watching all these homes on the water. A lot of them are quite modern, lots of windows, of course. So it looks like it would be a great area to live in, only being like 2 miles from the city center of Bergen. That's not too bad. So looks like where we'll be back here if we get to drop is a little bit more like country clubbish. It's not totally built up. I see lots of like forest, not quite a putting green, so not a golf course. But there's even a waterfall in the distance. So we will get up here just a little bit further and hopefully have anchor down in just a few minutes.
So they put this marker right in the middle of the anchorage just to make sure nobody comes here.
And we're still at 65 feet of water right now, even though our charts say that we should be in 7 meters. So this is not going to work out.
Strike one, and unfortunately this is basically it for this area.
Unless we go to the arena. So basically, we screwed.
Yep. So we just came 3 miles on a thing that I'm guessing it's locals that put this in, it's not government at all because it's not on the charts at all.
Yep.
Just so they can protect their view.
Protect their view.
And they don't have people anchoring here. Lovely.
Georgia girl, say hello to Bergen. We're in a city. I think she's actually quite confused. She slept the whole way here. And she slept as we just wandered around for a few minutes outside. I think she still has this.
She's like, I was warm, I was asleep.
Her belly's all nice and cozy. Oh, she's finally starting to wake up. The look of shock is coming in her eyes. She's got her hunting eyes on now.
They just look like sleepy eyes to me.
The city of Bergen is the largest on the Atlantic coast of Norway and sits among mountains and some of the country's deepest and longest fjords. The Old Wharf, where Elements is docked, was once the center of the Hanseatic League's trading empire. It is full of colorful wooden structures, which now mainly house restaurants and shops, and is a staple for both tourists and locals to enjoy an afternoon at the harbor front. It was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979 and stands as a relic of the ancient wooden urban structure once common in Northern Europe.
The rain has finally let up for us to get off the boat, and it's actually kind of warm, quite windy today, near 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But we are going to take a train up to the top of this lookout point and then walk down. You can see it behind me. Not even gonna try and pronounce it, but you're gonna have like a nice little like chug-a-chug up there, and then some good views, and then come back down and do some wandering where we don't have rain pouring on us.
And sunshine.
And intermittent sunshine, very nice. And the ride was a little quicker than we anticipated. I think Matt read it was around 8 minutes, and it was around 2 or 2.5. But it was still great coming up and just being able to like see the whole city unfold beneath us. And we got up here, and the winds that were kind of feeling down at sea level just really whip around and get you here. But it was very interesting to see all of the sailboats out in the bay. Not all the sailboats, like 2 or 3. Starting to come in. It's so strange to think that, you know, we are among them, and we looked like that coming in just a few nights ago. So It'd be really great if when we get out of here tomorrow we can get the sails up and just be that beautiful sailboat that sails away from the harbor while everybody else sits up here and watches us.
Instead of taking the train back down into Bergen, we decided to take the walking paths instead and enjoy more of the fresh air and greenery surrounding us, and take in a few extra views we missed on our way up.
They have an adult slide here.
A slide for men with top hats.
I kind of a Freddy Krueger look, actually.
A little bit, yeah.
Back in town, we found ourselves walking through the outdoor fish market of Bergen, where, in many different forms from what we see now, has been an important trading place for merchants and fishermen since the 13th century. Anyone passing through today has dozens of options of some of the freshest seafood in the world. Ranging from chowders to shellfish to fillets, the vendors here are ready to serve up any hungry wayfarer that passes by their stall.
I got it.
Our last night in the city, we spent as much time in the cockpit as we could, enjoying the clear skies and watching people wander through this bustling metropolis. The next day, we'd be on the move again, tucking into secluded anchorages as we continue on our way south.
Yeah, I need it. Want you back.